This is the Okayest Hunter podcast. Never pass on shooter bucks, because that's just meat in the freezer. It's your tag, you hunt how you want. This is Okayest Hunter.
Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Okayest Hunter podcast. Coming at you from the Okayest Hunter podcast studio, brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Spartan Forge. If you're an Okayest Hunter, and you are, if you're listening to this, you're going to become an Okayer Hunter if you go download Spartan Forge. Use code OHP. If you have any trouble with that, go to their website, spartanforge.ai, spartanforge.ai, not .com, .ai, and be sure to enter in the code there for 25% off of an annual membership. 25%. That's great.
That's
all your
decent.
tools in one spot. You got your journal, you got your maps, it shows your acreage, property boundaries, but most importantly of all, it's got the deer predictability, which is unmatched. Bar none.
True.
Fight me about it.
And the maps are good. Maps
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 are
are
good.
really
High quality imagery. And it's
Great
getting better
imagery.
every single update. So
Yep. More
Um,
features to come too. He keeps rolling out a little bit extra every week.
that's right. So, and then also, if you want some coffee, Backwoods Grind, use code OHP for 10% off their coffee, backwoodsgrind.com. And drinking some scotch tonight. We're giving the drop time a break. We got a new case showing up at our door this Thursday, so we're going to be replenished here for deer camp, aka beer camp. And I do feel compelled to say some nice things about Latitude Outdoors because I've been putting a lot of time in that saddle. Literally, I'm putting a lot of time in the saddle. And if it wasn't a two-piece, I would not fucking hunt out a saddle. I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
So
I will say,
bless them for making a two-piece system.
I see what you went through with yours. That's a single piece diaper, and what other people have gone through. And some guys like it and they're fine with it, but that two piece saddle,
The adjustability you get
yeah,
from that, man.
there's so much adjustability, and if you get uncomfortable, you can kind of shift a cheek in there and
Make
make
your
it.
bridge longer, shorter. I mean, there's a lot of adjustment points.
Well, and even just moving the band up and down and,
Yep.
and moving that bottom panel up and down just to kind of be able to change the pressure points is really, really nice, and it makes it much more comfortable. But
Well, you saw me last week, and I started with the saddle
Yeah.
with you.
yeah,
And after a day or two,
no bueno.
stand was on my back because my rear was sore. I wasn't taking it anymore. So
Yep.
I'm bringing the stand out.
Mhm.
See, I didn't have that 3 days in a row for me. And
Well, but you have no idea how much mileage we put on in a day. I think
Just
that
a bit of work.
the easiest day was about 7 miles walking around with all the crap on our
oh,
back.
you goofballs when you went to Illinois?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then up and down hills with it. And
Yeah.
then the second day
We
was
went
like,
on a hiking trip.
yeah, we went on a hiking trip to hopefully see some deer.
The saddle that you were using, did it cup the boys the whole time you were wearing it? Did it have that strap
If I-
going around your asshole? And
If I left the two
Whoa,
leg
that's
straps,
graphic.
the two leg straps,
Yeah.
that, go around.
Yeah.
If I leave those hooked up when I'm walking, the bottom of the sandal almost comes to like a little bit of a point,
Mhm.
and it pulls up and
So the
rubs the boys in all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
the Latitude one, the Method 2, that you can just take it all off. And you
Nice.
can still walk in with the saddle on, but you don't have to have your legs all bunched up with your boys. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. And I
Another good
sounds
feature.
nice.
So whatever. I
Yeah.
just, I want to talk about this stuff because we're using it and it is nice. And I didn't talk about it much earlier because I wasn't using it yet.
Sure.
So
Well, and the last day we put on over 10 miles of walking, partially due to somebody dropping their cell phone.
who was that? That was you?
we found it.
Somebody
We found
he says.
it.
And
Oh my
we
gosh.
realized that he dropped it before we made it all the way back to the truck. Thank
Yeah.
goodness. 'Cause
Yeah, we
that's-
only had a mile to go before we got back to the truck
Holy
when I
hell.
realized.
So
Jeez.
we just doubled our scouting efforts on
Yeah,
all the
we
stuff
did.
that
We finished
already-
spooking the rest of the deer out of that property. So
we did.
we
did.
got,
we did a good job.
Kicked a couple more out of there.
calls lining up, guys.
Everybody wants to know how the
Two
hiking
in
trip
the
went.
two in the queue. Let's just dive into it because that's what I wanted tonight to be. Let's hear what everyone else has got going on.
What we got?
They don't care about us. Well, maybe they do, but not very much. So we got John Williams out of South River Road. Is that Georgia? Let's see here. Let's bring him on. Hey, John, you're live on the Okayest Hunter podcast. What up?
What's up, man?
How's it going, John?
South Georgia. Yeah.
South Georgia. What's the temps in South Georgia
about
right
as
now?
Far south before you get to Florida as you can get.
Wow.
Hearing that wasn't there a
Right
song?
on the
Was there a
line.
song for your location, or is that a band?
Do what?
Man,
It's a band, not a song. It's a
So,
band.
yeah, it's literally. I don't think they're from here, but I'm definitely from here. They're not
Attaboy.
from here.
I catch your drift.
That's funny. So how's your season going? What have you been seeing down there in the Georgia heat?
I mean, the heat actually this year hadn't been bad. Last year was real bad, but this year we've gotten a lot of good fronts, and that usually gets the deer up on their feet because they're so used to it being hot. And any kind of like big weather front, even like if it's 80 to 70 degrees, seems to get them on their feet. But especially when you even get down to the 40s and 30s, which is really cold for us,
Yeah.
they seem to really pick it up, and you can see movement until about 10 a.m. or so, about every day, or even all day some days. So the movement's been really good this year. Just I haven't seen any major targets yet.
What
but,
are the deer
it's
doing
been good
down
so
by
far.
you? Like up here, they're just like estrus does are coming in. The rut's going on. Is it a little bit later down by you?
I think we're pretty on par with at least my state. Like the further you get towards Alabama, you can get that later rut, that January rut, December rut. But here, I mean, I had a buck with a doe tonight at 5 o'clock. One I passed twice already, and then another buck with a doe this morning that I passed this last week, and he was definitely with a doe. I've seen a lot of chasing, so right now the pre-rut is, and just talking to my taxidermist, I just went and picked up some of my turkeys from this year, and then my girlfriend's buck from last night, he said that definitely the amount of bucks being killed right now is picking up. So
Awesome.
It's good words of wisdom. Go talk to your taxidermist about how the rut's looking.
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
He's got time to answer the phone. I tell you what, it probably ain't going great.
But yeah, it definitely gives you the scoop on the neighbors too. So I found out a buck got shot that we were after, and he's one that I saw last year. I probably should have pulled the trigger on, but yeah. How's y'all season going?
Well,
Depends on who you talk, depends on who you talk to in this room. We
Yeah.
got varying degrees of.
yeah. I mean, you've had some great experiences of field, and I passed on a little 6-pointer on Saturday night. He was 3 yards on the ground and looked right at him.
Never pass.
No, I'm passing. My tag, my hunt.
Hey,
there we
touche.
go.
I got a doe in the freezer a couple weeks ago. Other than that,
Hey, that's good. That's
Yeah.
life is good.
see, life's
Eric's
all
been
right.
seeing all the big ones this
Yeah.
year.
Yes, he has.
I've been seeing them, but I ain't been killing them. So, I'm getting good at hunting. I got to get better at killing.
Right.
And freaking Derek got one,
I got a 9-pointer in Illinois this past Saturday evening, so I'm happy with that. I passed a couple of bucks in Wisconsin on public. Just haven't seen anything quite
Your tag, your hunt.
ready for my tag yet. I just like to keep hunting, I just want to be in the woods, really. Keep pissing the wife off.
No doubt.
There you go.
Yeah, cheers to all of our wives.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're going to have to do a lot of
Seriously.
cheers, and we're going to have to buy them a lot
Cheers
of
to the
stuff.
wives.
Oh my gosh.
For
Saints.
sure.
No, thanks for calling in, dude. We're going to keep taking more calls. You got 2 more behind you. So, John, it's good to hear from you. And
Sounds good.
call in anytime, man. We're live every
Yeah,
Tuesday.
John, we appreciate you, man.
And good luck the rest of the season, buddy.
But thank y'all. Love y'all's show. Love y'all's page and all y'all's funny memes and
Awesome.
Appreciate it, man.
skits and everything.
Rock on. You
Y'all
have a
are
good one.
great.
John.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, bud.
Appreciate it. See y'all.
All right, let's do some more. Who we got? Julie Simonson. Hopefully I said that right. Julie,
Simonson or Simonson?
looks like it's Simmons.
Cinnabon?
Out of
Cinnamon.
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Hey, Julie, you're live on the show. How's it going?
Oh, it's going. I wanted to call in tonight and say that I had shot something, but I didn't.
Not
I
yet,
had-
but it's dark, so don't shoot anything.
Yeah.
But you were out hunting today. That's a
no.
good day. A good day. What is the saying? Any day in the woods is a better day than a day at work, or
Yeah.
bad day in the woods is better than a good day at work. That's right. That's how it goes.
Got out there I get off work at like 2:20, and I got out there 3 o'clock, maybe 3:30.
Just in
And then-
time.
By 5 o'clock, there's a giant buck sitting in the field, spooked, and ran to the cross. couldn't
Oh.
even get a shot off.
Ah,
And it's
No.
you're in Minnesota. It's
But,
gun hunting in Minnesota right now, right?
Yeah, I'm in Minnesota.
Did you say you got the crosshairs on them?
Yeah, I had crosshairs on them, but I mean, I'm fairly new. I don't feel comfortable taking running shots at deer.
And that's good.
then
That's
you
okay.
did the right thing.
Yeah.
Yep,
I would
you did
agree.
the right thing.
100%. I don't feel comfortable with it either. It's sketchy.
I tell you what, if you want to
Yeah.
get
Oh,
if you want to get good
and
at,
when you're
go ahead.
so magnified 7, like you can't see anything anyway.
But if you want to get good at shooting running deer, take up duck hunting or pheasant hunting. Learn how to lead
Yeah.
and shoot. Because my first couple of years of deer hunting, I'd never done any upland bird or duck hunting. So, and all the deer get driven in the areas I hunt, locally.
Yeah.
So those deer are constantly on the run during gun season. And those are the only shots I could ever have to take. I never got a perfectly, broadside standing still shot. So I missed a lot of deer. I flung a lot of lead and never hit anything. So I took up duck hunting with a buddy, and I learned how to shoot ducks as they're flying past. Green wing teal, blue wing teal. They move real fast.
Sure, yeah.
And I learned how to pull through lead and squeeze the trigger. And after I had about 2 years of duck hunting under my belt, I got back into deer hunting, and deer running across the field, it was like pull through, squeeze, keep following along, and then deer started falling. It was a wonderful thing. So
You feel like a badass. When you snipe a
when
deer
you can
like
hit
that.
a deer, running full tilt at 85 yards, with
Oh,
I'm no Chris
with iron
Kyle or
sights.
anything, but I tell you
No.
what, I feel pretty special when that
Now,
happens.
Right.
Julie, you didn't get that big buck, but what was your heart and your legs doing after you had the
Yeah.
chance?
I'm mistaken. I'm
Yeah.
mistaken against the
Yeah.
tree.
That's what it's about right there, right?
Yep.
The opportunity,
I
the
shook
experience.
after a spike buck walked me, but like these are like full convulsions. I thought another
That's awesome.
because I can't stop.
Awesome.
I was there with you this weekend. The knees were knocking, and I was like, "Where can I sit down? Because I'm gonna fall out of this tree stand."
What caliber
go
are you
think
shooting?
for-
What kind of gun are you shooting?
I'm in a slug zone
Okay.
in Minnesota,
So
so
it's our
I
buddy
have
Jeff.
a Savage 220 actually, so bolt action.
That's a nice.
Ooh.
That's a
Very
real
nice.
nice slug gun.
And tell you what, bolt action will make you feel like a badass. That's what I'm talking about right there. You rack another round, you're like, ooh yeah, that was smooth.
I'll make you sore.
No, that's an excellent gun. A 220. That's a 20 gauge Savage slug gun, and I mean, guys are putting them in the pickle barrel at 150 with that gun, easy. So, yeah,
Yeah, I'd or 60,
sweet.
and I think he got it out of the box. Took 2 shots with it, and I think he had a deer down by that weekend. And he was like, "Julie, you need to get this gun."
Yeah.
Nice.
Are you gonna get the chance to get out and hunt a little bit more?
Yeah, I took Friday off of work, and the firearm season closes, at least in my southern Minnesota parts, this coming weekend. So
So you're
hopefully
probably
over the weekend, and I'll probably
you're probably gonna have like a scratchy throat on Thursday too. Maybe just watch that. Make you a little sick Thursday.
probably.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
should.
It's called the blue flu. The sun's out. And like, hey,
Sick of working.
Sick of working.
I wonder how many people really leverage. I mean, not to put in a bad light, but COVID is sorry. Yeah, can't come in.
Yeah.
2 weeks
No, we would
back to back. No, thanks for calling into the show. We're so happy to hear from you. We love hearing from everybody. It's great. So
Yeah, call in again. We'd love hearing from you.
yeah, and good luck the rest of the season.
Yeah,
Shoot
go get
straight.
one.
All right, who else we got? We got some more. We got some. We got. All right, looks we got Christopher from Toma, Wisconsin.
I'll bet it's one of our friends from Oak Tree Dreams.
Hey, you're live on the show out of Toma. Who do we got?
Hey, Drew, you got Drew.
Hey,
that's
Drew.
my stepdad that popped up.
All right, yeah, I got the caller ID feature turned on for, just in case someone wants to scam us.
Yeah.
If you're a prank calling us, I know who the hell you are and where you're calling from, okay? I'm just saying. But what's
Hey,
up,
that's
Drew?
good,
It's good to
man.
talk to you. It's good to hear your
Yeah,
voice.
what's up, guys?
You put down a frickin' just,
A hammer,
a
Beautiful.
woolly mammoth of a frickin'
Heavy
deer.
racked.
The tusks on that bad boy.
a split
Hope you
G2.
kept those ivories.
Yeah, we couldn't have even written a script better than what actually happened that night, honestly.
What happened? What
I
did you
mean,
do? Tell us.
Pretty much,
We know because we follow you. Tell
Me
everyone
and
else
my-
what the hell happened here.
yeah. Me and my brother, I picked him up. I was kind of skeptical, because that weekend, the 29th or Halloween weekend, was like super windy and like, a little warmer. So it wasn't like ideal, just trying to start the rut kind of thing. So I was skeptical. My brother's like jacked and just like freaking out all day, messaging me, asking if I'm ready to get out there and this and that. I'm like, yeah,
Like the hype
I'm
man.
ready, but I just don't think we're going to see that many, man. He's like, oh, it's fine, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's better than work. So, we get out there and in the stand, we didn't see a deer all day from like 2:00 till like right when I seen this buck. And we were literally about to get out of the stand too. Like, I looked at my brother. I was going to message the wife, ask her if, she wanted me to grab anything for supper instead of her cooking, because she worked the night before. So she was super tired. So I was just going to make it easy. And my brother, he just looks over my shoulder and he's like, Drew, big buck. And I looked at him, and gave
Did he
him
say
like,
it really casually
yeah,
like that
right,
too? Like, no big deal? Hey, big buck. Or
yeah,
was
no,
he like,
that's how
big
he
buck,
put it the
big
first
buck?
time. And I was like, you're just messing with me, man. Because earlier in the day, he sent me a picture that he said was a buck on trail cam, but he just found it offline to, just message me.
I like your brother.
So,
You gotta mess with the guy.
no, it
once
was like
in
a
while.
22-point buck he sent me, and I'm like, holy shit, it's the biggest deer we've ever seen. And yeah, he ruined that, so that's kind of another reason why I was a little
Boy
skeptical
cried
going
wolf.
out. And,
The boy who cried wolf for sure.
Yeah, you're lucky you shot the thing. Otherwise, it would have been his fault if you didn't.
no, yeah, and he's like, and he looks me dead in the eyes, and he's like, Drew, get the fuck up. There's a giant deer. And I'm like, okay, I can hear it now, and I look over and it was just antlered, and I was like, holy shit, he wasn't kidding. And I mean, the thing stopped at 30 yards. It was like a picture perfect shot. Like there was some like kind of what you see in TV. It's like your last shooting hole or shooting lane. And like, you give him the old ma, he stopped and just stared at you. Well, he wasn't looking at us, but he was looking for the sound.
Yep.
Because we were kind of high up on the edge of a bluff, and I shot him. I smoked him, punched my brother probably like 8 times in the shoulder, and like we started freaking out. And we didn't, we knew he was big, but man, we didn't. Once we actually walked up on him, as you could see, like we
Did you
shared
like
on
drop
our
down to your
Instagram
knees
page
or what?
today.
Like what happened when you walked up on it?
Oh, I was losing it, honestly. I couldn't believe how big it was. My brother, he was kind of like, well, when do I get to shoot a big buck? Because last year I shot 2 nice bucks in gun season, and I'm very fortunate. But man, it was, I was practically crapping myself because I couldn't believe how big the damn thing was after, once I got my hands on it.
That's a beauty, man.
It was a big deer.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Pretty deer too. Like that's
yeah,
I'd be proud of that for sure. I'd be proud of most things, to be quite frank. So my pride's on the wall right there.
Yeah, I told the wife she doesn't have to worry about taxidermy bills for a while, honestly, because it's going to take a little bit to beat something like that.
You don't got to beat it. You just got to feel good about it. It could be like
Hey,
on
you're gonna get
par.
this man in trouble.
Yeah. No, yeah. And I mean, with gun season coming up, we've got a couple decent ones out there yet. So it's like, do I do it or not? But I
So,
probably will.
Where do you
anyways.
guys do? You guys gun hunt the same area you bow hunt, or do you go
Yep.
somewhere for that? Or
Yep. Sure do. Nope, it's the same land that we bow hunt.
okay.
Maybe you pull that horseshoe out and pass it on to your brother. What do you think?
Might have to.
Well,
No.
well, yeah, but normally during opening weekend of gun, my brother's the one with like a golden horseshoe in his ass. Like
Oh,
he gets a
really?
big buck every opening day, and
All right, then
so it's
pass
kind
it
of like
over.
karma.
Yeah,
I know.
All
pass
right, pass it over here.
Borrow it to us.
We got a
bring it
couple
back.
guys here who wouldn't mind
We'll
having
have Eric
I have a
clean
new
it
T-shirt
first.
design coming up, guys. It's the Golden Horseshoe.
pass that thing here. buddy.
Yeah,
We're gonna hand out the
if I
Golden
knew how to
Horseshoe
do
Awards.
that, man, I'd totally give it to you guys.
We appreciate that. We know we need
Yep.
the help.
Yep.
No, that's cool. So you're having a good season. Is your brother out hunting? Are you done now for at least till gun, or like, are you guys seeing any other? Because you're in northern Wisconsin. For those that are listening, we're in southeast Wisconsin, and I feel like it heated up and cooled off down here. But I could be wrong.
We're more central Wisconsin.
Yeah, they're more central. Where
Okay.
they're at.
And you guys are going to north. What's it like by your property up north?
As far as like,
Your mom got one.
my mom got a 5-pointer. She was pretty jacked.
That's
out of her
good.
mind.
Yeah, you guys got quite the freaking racks at your cabin.
We got a couple racks at the cabin.
A
little bit of antlers.
couple hundred.
My dad's got quite a collection. It's all national forest stuff, but we're like right on the, we're kind of on the southern end of like the national forest
The
stuff. So there's
Shawinigan.
stuff. Yeah, the
Nicolay.
Nicolay is
Yeah,
up by us, and then you've got some of the Shawinigan National Forest. That's just
Not far.
Yeah, not far at all. But it 30, 40 miles south of us, it turns into like your southern farmland. So,
Oh, okay. So you're in a good spot.
We're in Northwoods, but there's still a fairly good amount of
Crops.
deer.
Yep.
The wolves are moving in the last 2
I
years.
was going to ask how predation is. How about you, Drew? You guys got a lot of predation with wolves, bears? You seen any of that up there?
No, our biggest thing really is coyotes. Like we have packs of coyotes, like probably 8 in each pack, and
Us too.
we hunt bluff country, and like our property has like 2 bluffs that surround. It's like a U-shaped looking thing, and there's like a pack on each bluff, and they put a big toll on the deer around us. I know, but never really seen any bears or wolves. I know there was a cougar for a while that was around there, but that was about it.
There's always a cougar around.
Always a cougar. Everyone's always got a cougar on their truck.
You
It's
think there
fucking
ain't? Just
cougar.
gotta look a little harder.
That's right.
Man, that's the only other animal that's going to hunt you out there. That would freak me out if I knew one was in the area because they're silent and deadly.
A buddy of mine from up by Townsend, my area where we're going, sent me one last year right before gun season. He was going out bow hunting. Walked down the trail in the morning, a little dusting of snow. When he came back out, there was a set of cougar tracks
Going the same direction as him?
right next to his foot tracks down the lane.
Oh man,
And I mean, they were
Chills,
freaking
dude.
big,
Chills
Yeah.
for that. I'd be like,
no doubt. 100%
bringing another weapon in the woods with me on that one, you know?
makes you pucker that butt a little bit.
Yep.
Holy
When I used
shit.
to hunt the Nicolay, my dad and I, we would bait because you could bait up there. We'd
Yep.
throw it on a couple buckets. My God, I can't freaking talk. A couple buckets of apples, and then we'd even take like apple juice and toss that around on the trees and throw apple juice everywhere, like we're getting crazy and
Chumming
buck
'em.
wild.
Apple
Yeah.
juice. What are you chumming? A 3-year-old?
Whatever. We were trying to get some. We were just who knows. Talk to my dad
Is
about
that
it.
like candy on your van dash?
We were doing all sorts of stuff, you know.
You put fruit snacks on the licking bear?
Yeah.
They
Oh,
love
fruit
that.
snacks.
Candy
Okay.
apples. So whatever. I'd go out in the woods,
What the
4 a.m, pitch black in Nicolay, and I'm like, I'm half thinking, there ain't gonna be a deer. There's gonna be a fucking bear sitting there waiting
Very
for
good
me.
chance.
You know.
Very
So I was
good
like,
chance.
I was
We know
terrified
what
I
he
was gonna
used
walk
for
up on a bear.
Apple juice.
Apple juice. Were you doing apple juice cologne?
Golden
Yeah.
horseshoes and apple juice,
Cover
guys.
scent.
Yeah, cover scent.
Sorry, Drew. We're getting weird on you. That's what we do. You're part of it right
no,
now.
you're fine, man.
You're an
That's funny
accessory to
shit.
the weirdness.
So you got to explain to me because I like knowing about the settings, the scenarios. So what was that buck doing? Why did you sit the spot you did? How'd you get that big bastard?
Well, we really just sat the spot because on like trail cam wise, that spot's kind of like an evening stand for like does, bucks, pretty much squirrels. I mean, we've got a crap ton of squirrels on trail cam. I think more than deer, really.
That's
But-
par for the course.
It was really just the evening spot. Like, and then the other side of the bluff is more of a morning spot. So we're like, for this evening, we're gonna go over here.
Paid off.
There's been a few bigger bucks, but like this buck I shot, we've never seen. So we didn't even know it even existed out there. And it's just one of the better spots. Like we normally sit for when it gets close to the rut, like we sit that bluff because it's really thicker cover and it's just more of a transition area.
You can't always go off of what the trail cams tell you or the cell cams because they could be going the backside or the other way or not showing up at all, and
Yeah,
nothing's gonna be
exactly. And my brother,
Yep.
my brother says, he's like, well, we haven't seen much on trail cam and this and that. And I'm like, the deer have to walk in front of the camera, man. Like that doesn't.
Right.
The camera only is going to show what's there. That walks literally in front of the camera. Like there's so much more woods around there.
That's something I have to keep reminding myself is hunt the deer, not the pictures.
Right.
Because guys
The
who run
pictures
on
are
the
just-
trail,
The pictures just kind of prove that there's something there. And yeah, you might get a little intel that they're coming through at a certain time, especially if they're repeat offenders. But They can walk to
Yeah.
the other side of the tree where
I
that
got
camera's
Small
not
guy that's a
facing.
repeat offender right now. He's clockwork.
Yeah.
Spike bucks on a super pattern right now. But my dad, he called it, Greg. He said, this is a cruising spot during the rut, and
Right.
not kidding. Like the one day that 10-pointer showed up in my cell cam in that spot, the 2 days later I go hunting. There's grunting and chasing and grunting, and that went on for about a week, and now it's all quiet back there.
That was the coolest phone call. Like
Yeah.
we're on our way to Illinois. We barely make it past Fort Atkinson, and Eric's calling, blowing both of us up. I'm like,
What the hell?
What the hell?
Why is no one answering my calls?
He's like, hey, dude, you don't have to whisper. Yeah, I got to whisper.
I'm in the woods.
I'm in the woods. I just had 3 deer run by, and a doe stopped and looked at me. Okay, did you shoot any of them? Well, no, they're running around right now. What do I do?
Put your phone away and
Put
shoot
your
the
phone
fucker.
away and shoot the damn thing.
I've heard this has been told to me before. Pick
Yeah.
the phone away and shoot. 'Cause I'm calling people. What the fuck do I do? I call my dad too. I was like,
Phone a friend. I'd like to phone a friend, please.
but I was
Yes,
asking because I'm like,
advice on what I should
they don't
do.
know I'm there. I'm upwind of them. They're running around like fucking
No, I
idiots.
get it,
And
I
actually,
get
your advice, Derek, was interesting because you're like, these are extra stupid right now. You need to yell at them when they come through because they
Yeah.
are not going to stop. If
No,
you
they
just
won't.
meh.
You almost need to
Definitely.
stand up and like make yourself known.
Yeah, you're better off whistling at them
Yep.
than you are going, man.
But I should have been grunting hard. Like I was just so taken aback by it. Like I didn't expect it, and I wasn't as prepared as a hunter could have been. Like a regular good hunter would have been like,
No.
"Oh, I'm gonna start," I would have been grunting, and I don't know.
One thing about rutting deer that
Yeah.
I learned the hard way is when you get the hot does, and sometimes you don't see them come through,
Mhm.
but they come through, and you learn that later. So when you see a buck during the rut, like do one thing, right? And you're like, okay, he's out of range or whatever. If you see a number 2 buck do the same thing, you move there immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Because
You don't
there
even
will
dick
be a
around.
third buck, and he will do the same thing, and you will
Yep.
kick yourself in the ass when that big one walks
Yeah, you
by.
told me that the next day. You said if you see a hot doe come through, get on her trail,
Move,
and
no
you
matter
can
what.
intersect them. But
Move.
Drew,
Yep.
dude, we got 2 other callers behind you, so I want to make sure I get to everybody tonight. We'll talk to you
Alrighty.
sooner or later, I'm sure. And thanks for
Yes.
calling, and congrats on your buck, buddy.
Congratulations,
Thanks,
man.
Drew.
Well
Yeah,
done.
thank you guys. Have a good night.
You too,
Hey,
buddy.
you too, buddy. See ya.
See ya.
Yep, bye.
All right, so we know this guy,
Who's that?
Craig Morgan,
Oh boy.
live out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing?
What's up, guys?
Hey, Craig. What do you know?
I'm good. My rut's been a little different this year. It's been all right. I've done a lot of firsts. I took a buddy out, got him set up with his bow, and he was shooting for about 2.5 months, 3 months. And I invite him over to the farm for a 10-point I've been looking at all summer. And we sat up in the double stand. I filmed everything. Came in. He got a shot off. It was a really bad shot. He was down in the dumps and had no blood. I mean, it was like probably right in front of the back leg where he hit this deer.
Mm.
So we got down, and I remember when he shot, I heard like a weird rattle, and he has a brand new bow. So I was like, "Let me see your bow," and I'm checking it out, and I noticed that the draw length module was about to fall off on his cam to his bow.
Mm.
So we got that tightened up. I said, we're going to let this deer go. I walked out to the road where my farm was, and I saw the buck. He was standing up and he was looking at me. So I backed out of there, and I was probably like 150 yards away. I backed out of there. My buddy went home. I said, we're going to come back here the next morning. I woke up at like first light. And right now we rent on a farm. It's 43 acres. And I put like almost 3 miles on my boots in the 43 acres the next morning. And I didn't find him anywhere. There was no blood. So I taught my dog to shed hunt this past summer.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
my wife texted me. She's like, why don't you let Luna, our dog, out to give it a
great
try? So I'm like, you know what? It can't hurt.
Our wives are really
I feel like I
smart.
walked every inch.
Yeah. Let the
So-
dog do what it does naturally. And if it already had kind of a natural sense of ability to find antlers or deer, why not put it to work?
Yeah, so I found out she had a good nose because when I started throwing like a piece of kibble in the grass in the yard, and I would watch her, and as soon as she got downwind, she'd find it right away. So I'm like, all right, she has a good nose. So that's when we started doing some shed work. But I took her out to the spot that he hit the buck, and I kid you not, she put her nose to the ground. I have video of it. She 200 yards away, tracked right to the deer. He was in like 10-foot high cattails. I would have never found him.
Wow.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
So,
You got a great piece
So,
of
I
property
thought-
if you got cattails on it.
And you got a great dog.
yeah, so you have so you could see that on my Instagram. I posted it maybe a week ago, but
Yep.
yeah, she took me right to him. I would have never found him. I was actually looking. I was probably less than 20 yards from the buck when I was doing my grid search on the farm.
Man, so you had walked through there and you were right there and no clue.
It's tough.
No clue.
Makes me
I
wonder
mean,
about
I'm
the doe that I
6'4",
shot.
and the cattails were way above me. So,
Yep.
but we just bought a farm this summer. I didn't get to do a lot of scouting this summer, and I've been renovating through my.
You've been busy
rotation.
working on the farm.
Working literally on the farm.
Yeah.
Good for you though. That's exciting,
So-
man. So are you doing like hobby farm stuff, or is it for mostly for
Yeah,
hunting, or
so-
what?
I'm definitely putting a food plot in. The farm we're at now is a horse farm. We don't do horses. I just tend to everything else on the farm. We bought our own farm now, and we're going to have chickens and maybe some beef cattle. But I'm thinking that it might be once or twice a week I might come home to something new that my wife has added to the family as far as
Goats.
animals
That'll-
go.
Yeah.
That'll definitely
Pigs.
happen.
And I can tell you, if I did the same thing as you, my wife would have one of everything. It'd be like Noah's Ark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
my wife wants
and
a
that's
farm.
what's going to happen. I know it.
Inquiring.
You know
I know
what?
it.
If it keeps
I'm
her
gonna-
happy and she finds a ton of joy in it, why not?
But hey, 1 second before we trail on too far, I just want to say, well done on finding your buddy's buck. Like, you put in the effort
Yes.
to make his first deer. You know what I mean? Like, memorable. So just well
Yeah.
done on that. A lot of guys would have given up.
And it would have been heartbreaking.
Good
You
work
just would
getting
always
back in
wonder.
there.
Yep, and it would have been a waste
Yeah.
too. So it's good.
I know the feeling because last year I lost my first buck last year in Ohio. I did a 7-day trip. I shot the biggest buck of my life on the last night of my trip, and I searched for 8 hours, good blood, and then it just died. He went up and over a couple mountains, and then when he came up on the last one, it just cut off, and I spent the last hour contacting all the farmers around and said, hey, listen, if you see anything, buzzards or whatever, just let me know. Here's my number.
Yep.
Never found him. So I knew the feeling. I knew it fresh. So, but I was optimistic for him. I didn't think that he left the property. So I had a feeling we were going to find him eventually.
Yeah, he did a nice job.
That's awesome. Yeah, you and I were messaging about that. And I know how, you guys must have, your hearts must have just sunk when you couldn't find what you were looking for, good blood. And
Yeah.
just being able to see that deer fall down in sight. I mean, it doesn't happen very often, but and
like
it's very
when we climbed down, I went out to the road. To kind of cut off and just because people walk the road out that is the perimeter of my farm. They walk it all the time, so it's nothing, abnormal.
Sure.
And when I was walking, I just took my binos with me. I spotted him standing there. He had a real high arch back, so I knew it was a gut shot.
Yep.
Yep.
He was standing there looking at me, and I watched him for maybe 40 minutes, just standing in the same spot, and he didn't move. So I knew he wasn't going to go far. I didn't think he was going to leave the farm, but I just needed to find him. So we backed out, and the morning was, either a coyote or a fox or something got to a little bit of the rear end, but
Oh, that didn't take long.
my buddy
Jeez.
Stokes.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, and you kind of, it's almost a rite of passage that you struggle a little bit on the first 1 or 2 deer, so, and if that's what it takes to get it out of the way, and hopefully from here on out, he has nothing but success in making really good, clean shots. And he learned something from this.
And that's a good lesson on your first one, to be honest. A
Yeah.
tough track job where you don't find it right away because your first buck you shoot, or your first deer, you shoot a doe and it runs 30 yards and tips over. You got a blood trail to high heaven. The
Yeah.
next one, you don't have much blood. You might go, oh, I didn't hit it good, and
Yeah.
give up.
And give up.
You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah,
In a-
from
in a
now
way,
on,
a
he might not
blessing.
give up.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's exciting stuff. Good for
sorry
you, man.
for the detour. Just had
Hey,
to
no,
do-
that's a relevant detour.
Yeah,
That's good to
no,
go.
no. Yeah.
So what's the
I
plan
wanted
for
to
the
call
rest
in
of the season?
Real quick.
Yeah.
I'm what's that?
Oh, go ahead. No, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, I'm watching you guys, Eric posting, your walk-in videos and stuff, and Greg, posting the saddle pictures and stuff. And I'm hoping all you guys are getting on deer. I know that Greg's posting some good trail cam videos and some nice ones.
Yeah, that's about all I can find right now is trail cam videos.
It's better than nothing, buddy.
It'll
happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
I'm just playing whack-a-mole with deer right now. So
I'm doing it on Friday. I'm working very hard at hunting most of the day on Friday. So
I will say this: I'm not really putting a lot of tree time in right now, but with the new farm, we're surrounded by like 300-acre apple orchard. I've gotten permission to hunt that already. So
good.
I'm not hunting that much this year, but I already got the okay for it next year, and just doing some legwork for that. So this is kind of an off season for me.
That's awesome.
But it's still good.
No, that's great. That's good stuff. Well, dude, Craig, thanks for calling in. It's good to hear from you. Stay in touch. Keep following along. We'll follow along, and we're gonna get to.
We'll be chatting. We as usual.
We'll keep moving. We got 2 more behind you now. So
wow.
Oh, all right.
Call
all right, guys.
all
right, man. Take it easy.
See you, Greg.
Adios, buddy.
See you. Bye.
All right, we got someone out of Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. Who do we got on the line on the OKS Hunter podcast?
That would be a cool hunt.
Nova Scotia?
Yeah.
Oh, I've always wanted to Nova Scotia.
How's it going? Is this? It looks like the auto transcription says it's Cameron. Did I get it right? Did we get it right?
Yeah, Derek Cameron.
How you doing, Derek?
So he was messaging in. He wanted to know what our favorite caliber was. He's shooting the 300 Winchester short mag, which is a sweet round.
Excellent round.
Yep. I'm a 300 Win Mag guy, old school. That's the only rifle I own currently. I bought that rifle when I was 17. I've had it ever since. It's my baby.
When we went to Illinois to buy our tags, we had a good gun talk because
we did.
We were waiting in line
a long time.
Twice for a long time at the gun counter.
Yes.
So I shoot a 30-06.
Good gun too.
I have since I was 14. I started with a 30-30 lever action, and then got a Remington Model 700 left-handed bolt because I'm a lefty.
Yep.
And man, that gun is my favorite thing in the world. I just love that thing. I trust it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm shooting a Remington 700 bolt action 30-06.
Same gun.
Great.
I got it.
And
back
I
when
owned
Gander Mountain was Gander Mountain.
And I owned one too. My buddy wanted it real bad, and I sold it to him. I should have just kept it.
I bought it used.
I love the gun. Mine was used too.
And
hardly, but it was.
I remember like my dad had, I don't know what the hell he was shooting, but he had a rifle, and I was like, he gave me his hand-me-down shotgun, which is great. Slug, whatever. I killed my first deer with that shotgun. Spike buck. But I was like, well, this isn't fair. He can shoot far and I can't. So I was like, I saved up enough money. I finally bought my own rifle used, and I never been more proud in my life to like take a rifle. The first year I had it, I sniped a doe at 90 yards running through the woods.
Heck yeah.
There's a blowdown leaning up against a tree diagonally. I took the strap, wrapped around my arm, rested the barrel on the blowdown, followed, dropped her right in the heart, dude. And I was like, oh yeah. Gun hunting is great.
All right, so Derek, we know what you're shooting. You like it? How long you been shooting it?
Tika's a sweet rifle.
I just recently got the Tika 300 short mag. I was on a moose hunt with my father-in-law. He got drawn for a moose hunt. It's kind of a rare thing up here. And we went down to Cape Breton, and he has a Tika left-hand bolt T3, bought it new, and 300 Winchester Magnum, and shot a moose with it. Loved the Tika. Had to have one. Needed it. So I ended up wanting to get something a little bit different. So I went with the short mag, just a shorter barrel, just a little bit lighter, nicer to carry around.
Yes.
Just something cool. There's a local hunt store down home, and he had one in, and nobody wanted it. They're all scared of it, I guess. And I was like, oh, that's what I wanted.
You're that guy at the gun range.
A Magnum.
Yeah. I'm 280 pounds, 6'2", so it wasn't.
No worries.
Recoil isn't really.
You're a big Canadian.
You got this.
Yeah. I tried to send you guys a picture there of the deer that I just shot there, but I don't know how to send it through. It was a nice one. He scored 173 inches.
Did you send it to Instagram?
And,
holy
nice.
crap!
See, Nova Scotia has some pretty big bucks in it. A little bit, you know. So the Nova Scotia buck.
Congratulations.
Well known.
Thanks. Pretty fortunate up where I was hunting in the area. Heavy pressured by, the redneck. Me and my dad are going to go hunting, driving around the choppings, firing at everything. And you got to kind of hide out in the backwoods. And we made up a little spot 5 years ago. We never hunted it much. It's a pain in the ass to get to. And they basically tore the axles right out of my four-wheeler trying to get up into it one night.
Wow.
And I said, the fuck, I'm going to get something up here. And it was just coming on dark and the biggest doe I ever seen come out. And I was playing will I or won't I, because we can shoot either or up here.
Nice.
And she kind of ghosted me down over this little hill. And I said, Jesus, I guess that was my opportunity. The wife was pregnant with twin boys, so I didn't have a whole lot of time to go out hunting. And I just kind of had that eerie feeling. I could hear it coming in the leaves. And I said, Jesus, she had a fawn with her. I said, I'm glad I didn't take her, one of them thoughts.
Yeah.
And I seen the lips curled up behind a great big hardwood tree. And I said, yeah, the fuck, it's a fawn. And I put the rifle up just down below him. And as soon as I seen the front leg come out, I just gave it to him.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How was it getting him out of there?
Holy crap.
It was bad.
I bet.
Sounds like a hairy
it was
mess.
funny, after I fired, the father-in-law was working, and he just got off work, and we always carry on with each other if I'm hunting or he's hunting. And he goes, what'd you get? And I called him. I said, I don't know, man, but I know it got horned. And he just laughed. I said, if I find him here, I'll give you a shout. Anyways, it was one of them spooky things. I couldn't believe if I wouldn't have hit him. And it was only about 35 yards, believe it or not. And they always say them big bucks are smart, but when they got one thing on their mind, that's the only thing they're thinking about.
Happens to all of us.
And I got looking around for blood, not a drop. I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way, man. I had an old Model 70 7mm Magnum, never fired the gun. I buy and sell guns, wheel and deal a little bit. For some reason, I went to go to my garage. I didn't want to go back in the house. And I said, Jesus, I said, I got my 7mm Magnum that I just picked up. I had 2 shells for it, never bought a box. I came with it and I grabbed them. I said, the hell with it, I'm going out with it. And when I got looking around, not a drop of blood, like I was staying on the ground, and I got looking, I had no flashlight, nothing. I was using my cell phone, flip phone for a friggin' light, because my regular phone broke, so I had a flip phone I found at home.
About it.
There was blood all about 4 feet up all over the trees, and I said, okay, we're in good now. And I kind of just stumbled around the woods because we didn't hunt that area much. And I said, Jesus, I hope I don't get lost up in here. It was pretty dark in the hardwoods. And sure enough, I seen him. He was just taking his last breath, and I just kind of sat down, made everything quiet. And it was pretty quiet for a minute or two, and I just walked up on him, and I went, "Gee,
wow,
wow,
that's unreal."
Send us the photos. I think you said you did, but I didn't see him come through yet, so I don't know.
Where? How can I send you a photo? I can text you one if I get a number. I'll write it down. Text it.
Yeah. Well, how about email? Is that okay?
Yeah, that'll work.
sales@okayesthunter.com would be a great email to send them to.
I'm dying to
say that again.
Sales@okayesthunter.com. OKAYEST hunter.com. SALES at. Yep.
All right, I'll try to get that written down. I'll send it in to you. He was a nice one. I was pretty impressed. But
yeah,
I don't know. I just started following you on YouTube, and I'm here at work with my buddy. Actually, we're on maintenance.
Awesome.
Working hard, huh? Hardly working.
Thanks for following along, man.
I'm a welder.
Okay.
And he's an electrician. There's no call so far, so we're just chilling out listening to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for tuning in, guys, and thanks for
We
calling
love
in. First time caller. All right, that's great. We got 2 more behind you. We're gonna keep rolling, but Derek, thanks for calling in, man. That was a great story.
We love it.
Cool, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, good luck this year, buddy.
We'll see you.
Bye.
Very cool story.
Yeah, it was.
Love that.
Love it.
That was epic.
Yeah.
Very cool.
What a great call. Alex Plew, Wichita.
Our buddy Alex from Wichita.
Is that Kansas?
Yeah.
He's got to have a big one down.
What's up, Alex?
Alex, what do you got going, man?
What's up, guys? What's up?
How we doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I do not have anything down yet.
Come
Killed the
on.
doe
Oh, it's
a couple
coming.
weeks
You got a
ago,
doe.
but-
I got a beer down.
You got a doe.
Couple beers.
You got several beers
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
These guys are drinking on the Deers and Beers koozies
took
over
off-
here. Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, what's that,
Yeah.
Alex?
I wish I had a story. I took off Friday and Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday, hunted all those days.
Sounds
First
like
day
an
out,
Illinois
first
trip.
morning. I had my shooter buck at 15 yards, and he stopped behind a tree, and I couldn't get a shot.
Did he hear you, see you, smell you? What happened?
No. He was chasing does.
I had a shooter buck that wasn't chasing does that was 10 yards from me that he smelled me and then saw me, and then that was the end of it.
Yeah, I didn't
That
have
broke my
any of that. I had a
Do you know why that
forkhorn
was?
buck.
Yes, I know everything.
I know why it was. You were on your phone.
Texting you.
Texting me. What should I do? Oh, fuck.
I can go back and find the
Shooter
message.
just blew at me.
Alex, just
If he
hold on. It's
wasn't
going to get ugly
I'm
here
like,
for a
dude,
second.
No.
seriously,
We're gonna
put
go
the
back.
God blessed
No,
phone
you asked me
in
a
your
question.
pocket.
You asked me a question, and
Asperger.
what happened here? No.
No, see, now he's looking.
Now
through
we're
his
derailed,
history.
you son of a bitch.
We're going to have to see some
No.
timestamps here. Show me
Alex,
the
continue
timestamps.
telling your story here, because
Why do they always
No,
stop behind
Journal
trees,
boy
Alex?
over here.
Why do they do that?
Greg's gonna get
Was
it.
it one that you knew of when they
First-
a buck that you were hunting?
Yeah, I've been after him for 2 years now.
Ah, damn it, that hurts.
And I had him last year go by me 3 times in November, and his right side was broke off at the brow tine.
You sent sorry, Alex. Greg sent me a link to a story. I'm reading the fucking story.
It's Greg's fault.
my
It turns out it's your fault.
And I was fucking on my phone.
shit.
Why was I on my phone? I was literally reading
Sunk.
this goddamn article.
Sunk your
And then
frickin'
Greg, I'm like, I
battleship.
just got
You could've-
fucking busted by a
Oh.
Any
giant.
listeners
Could
out
have
there?
read the story later.
Yeah, we'll
To
talk
any
about
of the listeners out there, if Greg ever sends you anything,
I don't wanna make him
freaking
feel bad,
in the
but-
field.
Don't look at it in the
It's bad
field.
luck.
I blamed it on the wind,
It is
not
bad
Greg,
luck.
but it's okay. It was
Shit.
Just read it after you're on the shitter.
Little does everybody know Eric shit his pants before that happened. Lots of chili the night before, a few beers. Didn't go well.
hey, look at this article.
I will say, just for future reference, don't drink a whole bottle of elderberry and blackberry mead
Ooh.
before you want to go hunting the
Why
next
not?
day.
Why not?
Mead.
What happens? What's the consequence of that?
Oh, I was peeing out my butthole for an hour
Ooh.
before I could
Were
go
you
hunt.
peeing fire out
The
your
re-
butthole?
The real question is, what color was
Oh
that?
my god, it was horrible.
What the heck? That's crazy.
Did you think it was going to
Yeah.
not have that
Did you
effect?
make it though? Was it good? Was it good going
No, there's a local winery
in?
here
Oh,
that made it.
lighter fluid then.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. It was good going down. It burned coming out.
It only burns when you pee. That's a problem.
Oh.
Well, luckily I wasn't peeing, so it was all good there.
Good to know. Good to know, buddy.
This tastes like burning on the way out.
So yeah, last few days of hunting, I hadn't seen much but little forkies, spike bucks, a lot of little spike bucks, and some does. It's been hot here. It got up like 72 yesterday,
Yeah, that is
and
hot.
not much movement except for first thing in the morning and last hour or two at night.
Yep.
Was tearing down last night after hunting dark to dark. Hunted all day. Didn't see any deer till the last 2 hours, and had 5 1.5-year-olds running around, 2 little doe fawns running around that were by themselves. So I know mom was hot somewhere getting chased. And then as I'm tearing down 15 minutes after dark, I think it was a pretty good buck come running through, right through my shooting lane, 10, 15 yards, and right past me, went on into the food plot area, and I couldn't even tell what he was. It just sounded big.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it was just a 4-pointer.
Sounds
That was
fun.
the only.
It's just another spike
Go
bug.
ahead.
Yeah,
It's
just a
fine.
big next 4-pointer. It's all good. Don't worry about
Well,
that.
the worst part is he went by my cell camera and it didn't even get a picture of it, so it was disappointing.
A little slow on
But
Well, hey,
I'm
hey,
probably better off not knowing.
That's probably saving you some sleep, to be honest.
Yeah. Then you don't have to get
Yeah,
so pissed
right.
off.
You got to beat yourself up. Holy crap.
So,
Well, it's good to hear from
I'm
you,
going
Alex.
to work tomorrow, and then I'm taking off Thursday, Friday, and through the weekend. And Spartan Forge is saying it'll be our first full range
Hell yeah.
for the next 5 days.
Yeah, we got
Thursday
some
through,
cold
like,
temps coming up
Monday.
this weekend. I think I'll be in Pennsylvania with Spartan Forge come Saturday. Well,
Nice.
it's Friday night, and then
You're going to be with a whole slew of good
Yeah.
Spartan Forge guys.
I told Bill, I said, dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I don't know anything about Pennsylvania. You know who I am. I'm the okayest hunter. Like, I don't have any time to prep, plan,
Just
scout, nothing. I said, I
Just
hope
make
that.
sure
Go
they
in
put-
there
I, said,
like
I
a
told him, I
wrecking
said,
ball.
Bill, include me in your plans and pair me up with someone good.
if
Yeah.
you're going to go hunting in a new location with anyone,
Mhm.
I think you're going with the right group. to
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah, we'll see what
I
happens,
think
guys.
you're going with the
Here's the
every
ultimate
guy who's
challenge.
Ever made a
Because I-
podcast.
because
If
I
Bill's
can tell
pros
you-
can't get me a deer, then they ain't pros.
I can tell you, going to Illinois,
Just
I
take
was
a
not
notepad and take notes.
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
I was not the right guy for Derek to go with. And apparently, I mean, he was the right guy for me to go with, but we just didn't see
Steel
what
sharpens
we were
steel,
looking
but
for.
we
Yeah.
did not go with the right time. Is the
No.
problem.
No, Alex, dude, thanks for calling in. And Spartan Forge says it's going to be a good day to be out, and the deer you're going to be on hook.
You gotta
And
believe.
it's
That's
60% accurate. It's not even like a joke, like 60% of the time works every time. It's literally they're 60% accurate. So,
Well, I'll say the last 3 days of my hunting, it was pretty accurate because it said core area and not much movement.
and they
There
define that
wasn't
now
much
on the
movement
app.
going
They'll
on.
define core area, they'll define transition area, and full range.
Alex,
it's-
I don't know. I'm assuming since you pay attention to Spartan Forge, you probably look at all the Soul Lunar game tables. But when I was down in Illinois this
Yeah.
last weekend, it was down to within 20 minutes of predicted movement, we saw bucks on their feet.
Yep.
Within 20 minutes of the
We
Soul
did.
Lunar, it was unbelievable. So pay attention to that too and be on stand when that time comes up.
Yes.
Good shit.
Which part?
Like a lunar game table, like you know when they do like game and fish movement based on the moon.
Oh, yeah.
Like we had a major on Saturday this last weekend. It was like 60 degrees at noon. There was a major movement time, and we were joking. Me and my buddy were
Uh-huh.
hanging a stand, the stand that I ended up shooting a buck out of. We're hanging it. It's noon on the dot, and my buddy's putting the ratchet strap on. He goes, "Holy shit, turn around!" And a real nice buck goes cruising across the field on noon on the dot, which
Nice.
is exactly what it said. And we're like,
Yeah.
"Holy shit, we should have been like
Yeah.
ready
Well,
to
the fact
go."
that you happen to witness it is like affirming. You know, half the time this be happening, you have no fucking clue. You know,
And then the next day it was 10:30.
Yeah.
And at 9:50 we had 2 bucks come through.
nice.
Give or take. That's
Alex,
not
we
bad.
got
Yeah,
one more
you-
caller behind you, and we're gonna get to him. So he's been hanging out for 15 minutes waiting to talk on the show. That's how dedicated he is.
Good luck, Alex.
Thanks,
All right,
Alex.
guys.
We'll see
Y'all
you,
have a
buddy.
good night.
You too, buddy.
You too.
Take it easy.
Hey, Jesse, you're live on the OK Center podcast. Welcome back. I never thought you'd come back after that first.
Is this the okayest hunter?
This is the world's OK.
World's
Woo!
okayest bow hunter.
That's right.
Hey, Jesse.
Congrats on the buck.
Yes, sir.
Boys.
We're just refreshing on drinks here.
Yeah.
We've talked to a lot of people tonight. How many calls you guys have we had? Like 7 or 8?
All good friends. We appreciate
Well,
it.
and a new caller out of Canada.
Very popular.
Nova Scotia's Canada, right?
And Minnesota.
And Minnesota.
What's going on?
What's up? No shit. I just got back into San Antonio last night. You know, I had my rutcation up in Wisconsin. So
And it worked out
that
well.
went pretty well.
Yeah, you got a buck.
Yeah, it worked pretty well. Yeah, I got a pretty nice buck. Yeah, well, it was a big vacation, and I told my girlfriend, I told her that she's like, when you coming home to see me? And I said, when I get my deer. And it only took 9 fucking days.
That'll happen.
Wasn't gun season either.
Pass. All right, I'll shoot one.
No, it was a good time though. I had a great time. It was great being up there. I was up there from the 28th. I hunted from the 28th, and I got my buck almost a week ago. I got it Thursday afternoon. So, yeah, everything went well. There was some good action. It's just we didn't have a lot of mature deer around. You know, like I probably saw. I think I tallied. I saw 13 different 1-year-olds.
Wow.
During that week I was up there.
So you were pre-rut
and
by and large.
a lot of 1-year-olds and a lot of does with fawns still not being run around a whole lot. Some cruising, some chasing, nothing too crazy, but got a glimpse of a couple probably 3-year-old, 2-year-old decent looking bucks, and
Never got a shot opportunity at anything really. It was good. We hunted our property up in Monroe County, and I hunted the same stand probably that I shot those 3 big ones out of the last couple of years. I hunted that stand like probably 2/3 of the time, and some mornings I went other places, but that was kind of my go-to at night. And weather was good. Weather was great, actually.
Is that
it
stand?
was probably 20 degrees some mornings, 25, and then it got up to probably 40, 50 during the day, and westy winds. So it was pretty much drawn out perfect. And it was just kind of slow. It's really picking up now. I got some nice photos of a couple of decent 4-year-old, 5-year-old bucks on cam now, so my dad's heading up there. But I just kind of missed the whole
You're a little early,
the rut in my opinion.
Did you get to hunt with your dad and your brother at all, or were they not at camp when you were there?
My dad was up there the whole time.
Awesome.
I had a little brother that hunted last weekend.
Cool.
A week and a half ago, and he saw the same action I did. He's got a family down in Janesville, so he's got stuff to tend to and jobs to do, and he doesn't take a whole lot of time off for hunting. But my dad just retired, so he's actually on his way back up right now because we got some good sign going on. So hopefully he can get
He's got to be excited.
get something down.
Good luck for him.
Yeah.
It's a good week.
Absolutely. Well, you got to spend time with family and do something you really love doing.
And remind us, I know you were on just recently. What part of the state are you on, for those that don't know? Or when you are here in Wisconsin, whereabouts are you guys at?
I hunt like the West Central.
Okay.
So Monroe
County. Yep.
It's awesome. It's great kind of hilly-ish kind of
You
country, and not too crazy, but it's we got 45 acres up there, and it's right on a big ridge, and easy access, top access, and it's pretty much perfect for rut hunting. It doesn't hold a whole lot of deer, but it's a very, very, very good property, especially during this time of year.
Right.
So where you killed your deer, Jesse, were you morning, evening, and then up high or up down low?
It was a morning. It was like 9:30. It was just kind of cruising, and it was actually it was my last. It was going to be my second to last sit of the entire trip, because I basically I was going to call it quits because I kept on getting nagged about not coming.
That's not the right word choice, but
yeah, you'll learn that later.
Big problem was I didn't see her before I came up. Basically, after Chicago O'Hare, my old man picked me up and went right up north. So maybe if I would have saw her when I got home, it might have been a different story.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all part of the game,
You betcha.
yes.
Live and learn.
Yeah. Hey, she's got some learning to do too about your lifestyle choices. That's okay.
Yep. Yeah, I just caught him cruising at about 9:30. 17-yard shot, exactly where I want.
Oh God, that's a great shot distance. 17 yards.
Like we kind of discussed a couple weeks ago, like a lot of times those deer do exactly what you think that they're going to do, especially when you're familiar with your property and the place that you're hunting, and the trails and their habits, kind of a thing. And he cruised right into where I wanted him to, and stopped right where I wanted him to, and easy day, just make it happen.
Were you up on top of your ridge?
Yeah. You didn't use a ladder this time, right?
Bottom third.
No, I didn't. But I did have a. So, all right, here's another kind of story. So, last Tuesday, my grandpa, he's been gone for about 10 years now, and the family owns a 20-acre piece, like not right down the road, about a 15-minute drive. It's still in Monroe County, and they actually logged it like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So the undergrowth there, unfreaking believable.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no access in there. And I talked to the neighbor, and I walked one of his ag fields around and went to the back corner. And I was going to hunt a couple stands there. That we have a couple ladder stands that are pretty freaking. They're sketchy and old. And actually, both of them had ratchet straps that were broke. And I'm like, fuck. So I was out there last Tuesday and Wednesday Tuesday I was out there, and I couldn't find anywhere to. You can't see over any of that crap, but there was a big old oak, that V'd right at the ground, and one of the trunks was cut off at 5 foot.
Perfect.
So I up on that trunk and stood behind this tree, and it was actually a pretty decent little go around. And actually, I had probably 15 minutes after I gave the grunt call, a couple little grunts, and I had a 1.5-year-old walk right up to the tree, and he went right around me. Literally, I could have kicked him with my foot if I wanted to. And,
I saw that video. I remember watching that.
He stayed upwind from me, and he literally bedded probably 10 yards from me. And I'm like, fuck. But later probably an hour later, just trying to stay still, I saw the biggest buck I saw on the entire trip, probably about 60 yards away. And he was upwind of me too, and he was just cruising, just kind of walking along this ag field, and probably 130 some class 8-pointer,
Nice.
Around there. Not huge, but nice mature deer, probably a 4-year-old or so. And I grunted while that buck was bedded 10 yards away, and he kind of looked at me kind of nonchalantly. That other buck just kept on cruising, didn't really affect him, and that was kind of the end of that. It was kind of fun though. That was just kind of a okayest moment. And then I bought in a mobile setup the next day and sat at the same place and didn't see a whole lot, just a couple does that next night. And actually, when I tore it down right after I shot my buck, I was going to tear it down and take it out. I actually saw that same big buck again down in the valley chasing the doe. So it was kind of cool. It was just kind of a cool story. But yeah, it was a good trip. I'm glad it ended up the way it ended up. It's always nice to fill a tag.
Yes.
It's weird. I don't have a lot of medium deer. I have some, I think this one I just got's around probably 110, 115 inches or something like that. But last 4 years, I have 3 deer just like that, and I have 3 deer over 160. So I can't.
It's a give and take situation.
I'll take both of those every day.
Yeah, just keep going with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's great. That's awesome, dude.
I'm not going to be up for rifle season this year. It's going to be the first time since I was probably 11 or 12. I'm not going to do the Wisconsin rifle season, even though you guys kind of know that.
For our homie there, yeah. Jeez.
We had a whole lot of stuff, but we've had some good times up there, and it's going to kind of suck missing that, but we'll see. I might make it up for muzzleloader or something like that if this at the heat of the moment kind of a thing. But yeah, it was a good trip. I had a great time, spent time with some awesome people, ate a lot of junk, drank a lot of booze.
Perfect.
What it's all about.
There you go, buddy.
That's deer
Good
camp,
stuff.
buddy.
Dude, thanks for
Wisconsin
sharing that
deer
with us.
season.
And for those that don't follow the world's okayest bow hunter,
You should go follow him.
you should go follow him. Dude, the
Stand-up guy.
the thing you shared the other day about you start to lose trust with people real quick when you lost the remote. I freaking spit my coffee out. Where's the remote? I don't know. Stand up. I was like,
Show
dude,
me.
I can't handle this shit that you post.
Yeah.
Dude, I like making people laugh. And
You
just
made me laugh.
ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
That was great.
I mean, laughter is great medicine for
all about
any bad day. You bet, man.
It's
We
good
love
stuff.
it.
Thanks for sharing your stories,
No,
and
I
thanks
like-
for calling in, and
Yep.
thanks for
Yeah,
both
congrats,
funny ass
man.
shit. Here it is. Y'all ever notice when you lose a remote, you lose trust in people? Are you sitting on the rope? No, stand up.
That's good.
It's good stuff.
I had to. All right, Jesse, have a good one,
All right.
buddy.
Yep. Hey, you guys have a great rest of the season. All right.
Yeah,
Appreciate
you
it,
too,
bro.
All
man.
right.
Take it easy.
We'll talk.
See ya.
See ya.
All right, guys.
Who else do we have?
Oh, that's it. We're out of calls for the night.
Well, take a peek. We got some comments here. So, Derek Cameron emailed the pictures. You better get a look for
We
that.
better
We
have
saw
a look
the
at those
pictures.
pictures.
And then
I can't show
see
'em on the
something
screen.
right there. We got
I can't.
Missy from Central Florida had the Young Bucks play fighting on and off for 3 hours Saturday after the rain here in Central Florida. See,
That
from
makes a
Nova
sense.
Scotia to Florida
to Georgia,
to Georgia
to
Kansas.
Minnesota, Kansas,
Kansas,
Texas /
There's
Wisconsin.
OK hunters all over
everywhere.
It's
This
the
is
OKest
great.
You
Nation.
guys rock.
Yep, we
Here it is.
love
I
our
have
following.
I have the
It's
picture for a
awesome.
Nova Scotia color. For anybody watching live, get your jaw ready to hit the fucking floor.
See a big
So
guy.
I'm
Why he's a
going to-
170? Of
Eagle-
course he's
yeah,
a big
I mean,
guy.
he's awesome.
And I bet you he's a big-bodied buck if he's from Scotia.
From Nova Scotia, yeah.
I'll never forget it.
Ready?
Back in the day,
Here
this
it
is a
is.
long time ago.
Look at this buck. It's going to come up on the screen in
We're
just
waiting.
a second. It takes like a 30
The
second
delay.
delay, right?
The delay is killing me.
Eric is so dramatic with the suspense.
Boom!
Whoa.
Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Look at the neck on that thing.
dude, that's awesome.
I don't know what's going on with the zoom here. I'm all over the place. There it is.
Dude,
I was
screw
a mem-
Illinois. We're going
Wow.
to Nova Scotia.
I don't know, dude. Well, I got mixed feelings on Illinois. I got mixed
I know.
feelings.
From maybe I was the bad luck charm.
No, you were not. the
I
bad
don't know
luck
about
dog.
that.
You were a trooper, man. It's
Hey man,
it is what it was.
Nothing is given. You have to go out and earn it.
I've got a plan though.
He has a plan.
He has a plan.
We have one tag left. Actually, we got three
I got the
tags
freaking
left.
tag.
No. Illinois.
I'm buckless. Oh, in Illinois.
And
You,
Well, I'll
you
be
really
buying-
want to spend that money,
No, but I am spending some money for Pennsylvania. So I have one day to hunt in Pennsylvania. It's Saturday.
dude? Pennsylvania is a bargain
What
compared
is a
to Illinois.
Pennsylvania tag?
$100
cost?
No.
but that doesn't include like the so adult a non-resident is
hunting
$100.
license. Hunting license. Okay, here we go with license and permits bullshit again.
Greg got run through the ringer.
We got run
I
through
should
the
have caught
fucking
it.
ringer.
I should have caught it
Well-
because I bought an Illinois license twice.
So-
All right, tell everyone what
So,
happened.
no,
to you guys.
the
we're
guy
gonna-
selling it should have.
What happened to the two of you
so
goofballs?
we're gonna back it up. So we wait in line because
This is okay. Hold on.
Marsha from the trailer park needed
OKest Hunter.
needed a handgun to accompany the other three that were in her handbag. Okay,
There were more people buying handguns.
it was ridiculous.
I've ever seen in my
It was
life.
like a Shopco.
What?
Shopco
We were at the
layaway.
shop for 2 hours.
In Illinois,
we
which
waited because
I feel
everybody
like
had
gun
shit
sales in
on-
Illinois aren't that great.
Where we were at, they're pretty great. I
That's
gotta
weird.
say, because like the shelves were picked clean, people were like,
Weird.
it was very weird. Like him and I go in there. Okay, we're here to just buy a license. Yeah, the line is right over there.
There was like 4 people waiting for
Well,
background
shit, we might as well
checks. So like, can I take the gun now? Can I
Yeah,
get the gun?
we might as well shop.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, I mean, we should have shopped for fishing gear, even though we weren't fishing.
Oh my
Stuff.
Yeah, so we're like waiting in line, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he can go next because it's going to be a little while before the satellites are done linking from the CIA, and they got to make sure I paid my last mortgage on the trailer." All right,
What part of Illinois were you guys in?
Just any
It's-
part.
any part doesn't
Sorry
matter.
if you're from Illinois, but you know it's true.
Yeah, you guys know it's true.
Okay, so they have really strict
There's a
gun
lot
laws.
of hoops to jump through.
Okay.
So we go through. It's finally our turn, and Derek's like trying not to offend this lady at all. And meanwhile, I mean, Derek's not a big guy, and this lady is like almost my height. She could probably kick both of our ass and then
Oh,
shoot
she
us.
could have easily kicked
Yeah.
both our asses.
So
She was pretty jacked.
she's pretty jacked, and then like telling everybody like everybody's dying from the COVID shot that she knows. Which whatever, we're not going to get into that. I shouldn't even said that.
No.
Anyway, don't take offense. It's all cool. We love you either way.
Hunting license.
Anyways, it's finally my turn. Hunting license, 3-day or regular hunting license for non-resident, $35 or $58. Okay. Nico, brother.
Nico, we love you.
Nico, we love you, bro.
Dude,
You're
you
an
gotta go up to
exception.
northern Illinois, Nico, because it's a different
Yeah,
crowd.
so shit's going on there. So
It's a war zone, buddy.
it's a war zone, man. Everybody's waging war.
All right, go on with it now.
So anyway, all right, he sells me the deer permit
A deer
with
tag.
a deer tag. No, permit. Remember, permit, not tag. They call them permits.
Yeah, permit. Yeah.
You're permitted to hunt deer.
He tried to sell you an antlerless for way cheaper.
Yeah,
first,
he's like,
remember?
dude, it's $100. I'm like, yeah, but that says AHO, which means antlerless only. No, we're not.
He's upselling you fucking doe
yeah,
tags.
Yeah,
Trying to sell him a doe
trying
tag.
to sell me, and I'm like, no,
Sir.
I want one with horns.
Big horns.
Big horns.
Sir, you want to buy this tag right now, okay?
Yeah, exactly. So we go. I'm like, dude, I need. He's like, well, I got to sell you the combo license. Do it up, man. Rock
I'm
and
trying
roll.
to check out what's
It's
happening.
A party. So that gives you an antlerless, and it gives an either sex tag. Either sex. Whatever you identify as. It's fine.
So it's an antlerless and an either or.
Yes.
Well, then why not just get the
So
either
you
or?
get 2 tags.
Okay.
You get 2.
So could you shoot 2 does then? That means, or
You
or
could.
1 doe and a buck.
You could, but I'm not paying that kind of money to
no
shoot
doubt.
2 does.
Yeah, I got you.
So okay.
Sticking around for a doe, but okay.
And then you need your habitat stamp, and it ends up being like $430 something.
Yep.
$430.
Yeah. So Derek and I walk out, and he goes, "Man, you got off fucking cheap. I don't know what.
What did you do?
What did
Mine
you
was
do?
$476.
You guys separately did weird shit.
So I was like, we got back to the truck. I was like, we need to look at
We
this.
need to look at this." So
I take out mine, take out Greg's. I'm like,
and we're
got
talking
the-
tags here.
He's got the
Don't
tag.
get all weird on
He's got
us.
the permit. They never sold him a hunting license.
They never sold me a hunting
So they
license.
sold him a tag, but he doesn't have a license. to
Yeah,
hunt.
so I got the permit to go kill animals.
like a tag to put on a deer.
Ones
but he
with
doesn't
big
have a hunting
But you didn't have
license.
permission to be doing that.
But I didn't have
to do the
permission,
deed.
total permission, because I didn't have the deed to say,
So
"Yup,
we're like,
you're
So,
legal."
so Pennsylvania is
Quick
going to be
fix.
similar. It sounds like $100
Pencil-
for the permit to
yeah,
hunt,
and then like
and then you get the
$30
tag.
for the tag.
Either way, affordable.
That is very affordable for an out of state.
And I'm driving 10 hours. I'm going to get there late as F on Friday.
Yeah, you are.
he's
And
gonna
you're not
hunt.
coming with me. I tried to. I
Yeah,
tried
he's
to
gonna hunt.
He
do
made
it.
that to hike.
You tried putting me onto it. I'm like, dude, I would
It's short
love to.
notice. Derek, you want
But
to go
I'm
to
like,
Pennsylvania?
yeah,
Want to meet the dream team?
You want to talk to my wife?
Nope.
yeah, that's
Does your wife want to hang out with my wife?
I mean, yeah, probably, but
They're going to
There's
divide
a
the line
lot.
to
There's
bury
a
us.
lot of children.
I have a
there.
great life insurance policy. My wife is ready to murder me. I'm worth a lot
But
more
she
dead
gave
than
you
I'm
the
alive.
okay, and mine was like, well, and I'm like, this could come back to bite me in the ass later.
and it did because here
No.
I drag.
Yeah, I'm your
Greg
other wife.
on the strip. We didn't even talk about this. I drag Greg on the strip. Right, it's gonna be wonderful. Illinois big bucks. He's got delusions of grandeur. that I was giving him.
Delusions already.
Delusions of grandeur. Turns out Derek didn't do his homework.
At least he can throw you under
We
the
can't
bus.
hunt.
Dude, this couldn't be more okay as
This is
Hunter
the
ask
bus.
if you try.
We can't hunt the 2 properties that we
Nope.
scouted that I have.
The
trail
ones that
cameras.
Why not?
we burned 10.5 miles of boot rubber on all these properties
in spring.
in spring.
I remember.
Yeah,
Why
we were
couldn't
down
you?
there. We're
Why
all
couldn't you?
jickety jacked. We found shit. We were all excited, tall rubs. Everything was cool.
I went to print permits because you need parking permits in some areas.
Yes,
Print them specially with your
that's
ID,
right.
your customer ID number for specific parking lots. You have to have them, otherwise you can't park there.
They have to do an anal swab before you fucking park.
It's like
Free
TSA is running this shit.
Yes.
Yeah. DNA test.
Sir, I need to
ancestry.
check your anus.
They have CWD regulations
Yes.
this year.
Yep.
Oh.
You must leave the head of whatever.
Antlerless only in October. We got there October 30th
Yes.
and
So
October
30th,
31st.
31st.
I'd be breaking
Two
some
best
law. I'd be
days
breaking
to
some
be-
fucking laws.
Two
I'll
best
tell you
days
what.
that you would think to be in the woods. We can't shoot bucks.
What do residents do there though?
Shoot does.
Shoot does?
Shut up, really?
Or go shoot
So-
somewhere.
Shoot does in
somewhere
other
else.
area codes.
You shoot a,
I don't know.
You shoot
man.
a buck on Illinois. You're a resident. You can't take the freaking head out of the woods. You got to be shitting me.
Well, you can take it out of the woods, but then you have to drop it off at the DNR office.
The drop station.
But then
Yeah.
what? Do you get to what do you do with it? We know people from Illinois. People hunt there. Nico, hello, weigh in. There he is. Where am I? Look what screen. My wife just lets me wander up to the woods what is
In Wisconsin, we can just wander into the woods.
We
and
know,
hunt.
Nico. We were looking at some property down your way, and Derek even
It's
said,
not bad down here, but don't
dude,
tell anyone.
Dude, you should call your boy Nico and see what he says.
I
And I'm
literally
like,
said that.
You should talk to
I'm
Nico.
like,
Nico's with
dude,
the hunt. by the
Nico
way.
and I are
The hunt is
we're
a YouTube
learning
channel.
we're learning
Really?
each other's behavior, but we're not like this right now.
Who?
Me and Nico.
I thought you meant me and you after I dragged you on that bullshit
Right?
trip.
Greg's like
You're
yeah.
on my
And
shit
Nico's
list.
a killer. Nico's a killer.
Yeah, we know
He
that.
checks the fuck out when he goes hunting.
What Greg and I ended up doing is we literally sat
We-
in a hotel room and looked at maps. And we're
We
like,
did.
what's within an hour and a half that we
So-
can go hunt tomorrow?
Einstein over here goes, "What do you think of this property?" I'm like, "Can we hunt it?" Well, yeah, but what do you think of it? Can we hunt it? Well, yeah, but what do you think of it? I really want to know. You know, what are these spots and blah 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 blah. I'm like, can we hunt it for bucks? You know, animals with horns on their head.
Oh,
Well, yeah, we can hunt it. You know,
so you got to see a different side of Greg, didn't you?
I'm like, dude, let's fucking go there because it's probably the closest piece we have to go.
It was.
We
the
did. We
closest.
saw all 3 deer.
Twice.
All 3.
We saw him twice.
We saw them twice
They're
in
so
the morning.
stupid, legal done.
Literally,
dumb
like
ones.
we could have shot the spiker. We could have
30
shot him
yards on the
30
head.
yards on the head. Derek's like, hey, I think we were 25 minutes into walking in.
So there's this huge ridge system that ran east-west
Big.
toward a standing cornfield because we drove around.
I know where you guys were ish.
So we got on the
I had my bachelor party on that river.
far eastern side, which is like the
Different spot.
furthest from anything good.
Yeah.
And we saw scrapes walking in, got up the ridge, and we jumped 3 deer, and there was rubs when we got up
Yeah,
there.
we saw rubs.
And I was like,
Decent
oh.
rubs or just rubs?
No, they were not. Like
No.
him and I looked at it and go,
Just a lot of rubs,
all the shit was this big around and it was under our
Mhm.
knee. And it's like,
which is what I expected because
Yeah.
that was the furthest point from what we thought was going to be good. So I was like, oh, little guys pushed out here. It's going to get better as we go in.
right.
Not true.
No, it did not. It was
Slightly.
continuing to nothing. And like, I think we found one good rub and we found a scrape that was probably dug in about 3 inches into the dirt. And it was probably, 36 inches around.
Okay.
It was pretty nice looking scrape. And we saw one good track, but it was old. It had been rained in and nothing had been in there in a while. And we're looking
Even
at it
after
going,
rain, yeah.
we're like, fuck, do we try it? And we bumped at that third deer because the little spiker and the doe were together.
Yep.
And then at third deer, we never identified, but we knew he was a little bigger, not much. Well, we found his rubs, and his rubs were a little past knee high. And
Maybe a 2-year-old.
maybe a 2-year-old, it wasn't what we were there for. But
Yeah, if you pay $400 some odd dollars,
right, we threw.
in just tags and licenses, not everything
You know,
else.
we were
Your
like-
freaking
we're like,
van truck that you got going on, your
Well, we stayed in a
Vanarama.
hotel, so that's
we
more
hoteled
money.
it. So yeah, we spent more money on it, which
Did you guys have booze to like
we had
cure
some
the pain?
beers.
We drank beer.
We drank beer.
Something? All right.
It was High Life
I've
Light.
been cracking cold ones quick.
Wow.
Dude, that's a
He
good
gives
slogan.
he,
I'm cracking a cold one quick.
quick. He gives up really fast.
He would not have liked
I would have.
No.
I would have. I'd just been cracking cold ones
In
quick,
all fairness, not many people would have.
and I would have
No,
shot all those
but
damn deer.
You and I are just like used to the bullshit. I mean, we started hunting the Northwoods a long time ago.
Yeah, that's how I cut my teeth.
and it was hard.
Same shit, different
The
day. It
same
just
shit.
sucks when you pay a lot of money and you expect there to be rutting activity.
And there
And
wasn't.
You saw a little bit,
I saw a little bit,
but there was one instance,
Right.
really.
but getting
That guy might have been.
You guys,
running. The
you
ladder
can pay
stick might have
10.
been
You guys,
running.
you can pay $10 to put in a chit to get drawn for conservancy property here
right.
in Wisconsin,
hmm
and you can do the buddy system, which increases your odds for being drawn. Because if one
I
of
got
you
a
gets drawn,
buddy
you
who's
both
in a
get drawn.
conservancy. He hasn't invited me yet.
I know.
Me and my dad drawn. We put in together.
I got 2 buddies.
The two of you
That-
can do it. Have you not done it? Either of you? Greg, how have you not done this? I've been talking to you for 3 years. You hunted with me one year.
Well, yeah, because you were one of 2 buddies. You and Chuck Clark.
So I'm just saying,
That-
if you guys want some
It's a
good
good
property to hunt, you should just put in the $10
I
for
like
the
bad
WCLA.
properties.
Yeah, I mean, we like bad properties.
Mhm.
Like yours is too good for us. We like shit. Shit.
And how
we're
many
dudes.
I
how many
almost
deer did
threw
you
up.
smell on the
I mean,
when we took that canoe up the river?
when we have dudes crawling around with crossbows, and I'm not
Crossbow.
shitting on dudes with crossbows, so just back the fuck off.
Hey, so Joel now officially shoots a crossbow.
Well, he has to, right?
Yeah,
Okay. No
and
problem.
his rubber thing on his regular
it's-
compound broke.
It's partially a joke.
What's that thing called?
A peep sight.
Yeah, he's like, no, I can't.
He's got
see
the old
He
things."
school
needs
peep
he
sight.
needs to get with the
I got what I
times.
got. He's got what I got.
Joel, if you're listening, if you ever listen, brother, get with the times.
What is it that you need to get nowadays? I don't know. I still got the
They
rubber
have
thing.
self-aligning peeps. You
Yeah.
don't have to fuck around with the surgical tubing that
Never.
blasts you in the
Those are the
eyeball.
worst.
I have that.
Dude, that's complete
Don't
garbage.
get that, dude.
Should I get
That
a
was
new bow?
totally
thinking about
1994.
punching your
Yeah,
eye
you
out.
should
Greg
get a
hates
new
my
bow.
bow. I love
Hey,
my bow.
I know of a Matthews V3 for sale for $1,000.
Now I'm not.
Shot twice.
No.
Don't be a bitch.
Is it left-handed?
I shot that bow.
Uh,
I shot that bow. I didn't like it.
Maybe made left.
No, you
I-
didn't. You didn't shoot the V3.
Whoever you got that bow from,
That was not it. That was a bear. Shut the front door.
okay, the bear. I didn't like
Dude,
the bear.
the
I
That
thing
liked
was a
my
turd.
bear. I didn't like that bear.
The V3 is.
The V3 is a nice.
It's disgusting.
It's a nice.
It's got to be
bow.
comfortable in my hands.
It is.
so.
It's
freaking
lighter than
nice.
mine. Have you even shot mine? No,
No, yours is intimidating.
because you're a girl,
I don't care.
and girls have more cojones than you
I
got.
just want smooth and quiet. I don't want fast and furious, okay?
My
Mine
bow
is not fast.
ridiculously not nice.
I don't need to have teeth. I need it to be nice and smooth.
Mine's pretty smooth. You'll be able to handle it. You might have to get used to pulling 70 pounds instead of
I
60.
can handle lots. I'm stronger than you think, okay?
Well,
I need
don't
to be
know.
effortless.
I mean, you try to come
I'm a
off.
lot weaker than I look.
You
I
try
don't look
to
strong.
come off okay, but we know better sometimes.
Yeah. Some folks
Okay?
have learned some things about me this
Yeah.
season. Oh, wait, we have a caller? Oh, it's Nico. Oh, shit, let's
Nico-
bring him in.
Nico,
Finally,
we're
thank
so
you.
sorry. Nico, we're so
Nico,
sorry.
Bring it.
We're
Hey.
running long
We
tonight.
didn't-
What's
we
up?
didn't mean
You
it.
mentioned
The Bears still suck, though.
you mentioned my name. I had to appear.
Yes. Well, I mean, you were all over.
We did talk
the
about
feed.
you. We for real did. We were like, maybe we should just drive 4 hours down. to
Well,
Nico.
and that's what Derek's like, dude. What about your boy Nico? I'm like,
So
I mean,
he's
him and I
trying-
are
There's
Nico
We were
and
drawing at
I are
straws.
not on that level right now. I mean, we could be, but I don't want to like go kicking the hornet's nest and like, dude, you got a spot for me? No, I'm not that kind of guy.
absolutely.
See,
I have got right. You just show up, and we'll kill something.
Couple cases of beer. We show
Couple-
up. See, it's welcome. It's open arms.
the welcome wagon is here. We'll bring you some.
I knew Nico had your.
some beer.
If it involves shooting things, you will never hear the word no out of my mouth unless it's,
I knew I liked this guy.
hey, do you want to go home?
Bro, we could have shot stuff. I mean, I had opportunities at two properties.
We
to-
saw some deer.
we
Just
saw
not
some,
what we
but
thought we were. gonna see.
No, I didn't want to go killing a doe and leave it hanging out in the back of my truck for the next 2 days. I didn't want to do that because at the Super 8 motel, they weren't going to be very happy with us if I decided to, hang one up in the pine tree by the dumpster. I mean,
Wasn't
it
that
might have been a
super?
problem.
Oh, no. So get this. Go to Walmart. Get
Okay.
you one of those Coleman coolers, like the blue ones. They're like $45-$50.
And it's actually what I
Right.
have in my Lake Michigan boat. Like I have two of them in my basement right now, and we brought one with. That was the portable fridge that
So-
had all the food that we had way too much of, by the way. But our wives don't want us to starve, so
We're still eating cookies.
we
Even
are.
my wife has given up on that. She's like, if you starve, that's your own fault. You should have took food.
Yep, not mine.
Just,
Mine.
just no mercy. No
But
mercy.
see, but my mother-in-law is like one step extra. She baked us 5 pounds of each kind of cookie.
They were amazing, by the way.
Yeah, well, I still have.
Hey, I'm
another
going to
2
deer camp
pounds.
soon. I want some cookies.
That's your fucking problem.
I'll see you before I
banana,
leave.
But,
banana nut bread. I mean, there is so much shit. We had so much extra food.
Missy says you should put it in the bathtub at the motel.
That
Ice-
would be
Ice in the bath.
ice in the bathtub.
How
There
do
you
you
go.
shower
There you
my
go. Put it in the
sweaty
tub, skin it,
10-mile
then
hiking
fill some
ass
of the ice.
off
Dude.
over our freaking chicken
Dude.
noodle soup.
You are getting a swirly. You're getting dunked in the toilet with shampoo.
I might fit
We got
Nah,
venison in
so
the tub with
I've
the
got-
ice.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, we're being jackasses. It's
Just
par
Nico,
for the course.
Nico, you should probably take over. From
Yeah,
me.
just take over. We'll shut up now.
You take that cooler and get you some PVC. Build you a little rack. Keep about 3-4
Yep.
inches off the bottom.
Yep.
Fill that thing with ice. Quarter the meat. Throw it in that cooler. Leave the skin on because it protects the meat.
Yes.
Keeps that top from drying out.
Yep.
As long as you got ice, you can leave that in there indefinitely. You can
Yep.
put like 4 deer in one of those.
Yeah,
This sounds like a guy who's killed some deer before. I don't
yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, I've never.
Yeah.
I've
Sounds
put one full
on
one in there,
weekdays,
no problem.
needing to go to work in the morning.
I've done the one full one, no problem, quartered up and ribs and everything. I've stacked it in there, but I've never done the PVC
Mhm.
racking. That sounds like a good idea. I might need to
Yeah,
build one.
so I just use like 1-inch pipe, and it keeps the meat out of when the ice melts, keeps everything out of the water,
Beautiful.
and that's the key. As long as you keep it dry, you're golden. As soon as it gets wet, that's when it starts going bad.
Yep. Mold
Bacteria.
starts mold and bacteria.
I mean,
That's a good tip.
we've kept whole deer good out in the Shawnee for like 2 days in early October
Dude, Missy's
by
on
hanging
point.
it and just keeping it dry.
Yep.
Just drain
You
the
got to
water.
kind of move it around and keep it in the shade and stuff throughout the day. But
Sure.
as long as you keep it dry and keep air on it, you're good.
Missy, that's a great idea too.
Yeah.
To get the water out, keep the cold in.
Yep.
Great idea.
Missy's all over it. She knows. She's murdered a few people or deer.
Well,
whatever.
she hunts in a very hot climate. She
Yeah.
Missy's from Florida, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
they got to deal with that shit all the time.
Yeah.
So Nico,
You
defend
guys
your,
ever use
defend your
citric
state.
acid?
Defend your state. Defend Illinois real quick to these goofy guys here.
Oh, nobody should come here. It's horrible.
Okay. Yeah. Real terrible.
Hunting Illinois public land
No,
sucks balls.
Real
Sorry, it does.
real story. I did like some looking into it last year.
Sure.
And I actually put out a video on our YouTube channel about deer numbers in Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the further you go north in the state, they start doing CWD seasons, late season
Yep.
antlerless
Oh, it's
for
a
deer
nightmare.
management,
It is a
massive deprivation hunts.
We
They
found
start
out.
doing sharpshooting.
Yep. We found out the hard way.
We had all of that.
Yes. We hit every spot.
Sharpshooters,
Sharpshoot-
CWD seasons, antlerless only, opening November
Mhm.
1st seasons, non-resident
And
November
actually,
1st seasons.
Our buddy Luke from Publicly Challenged podcast is from the Northern Illinois area.
Yep.
He even warned me. He's like, dude, that area has been like hit hard with sharpshooting for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised.
Yeah,
you're
and
hunting
so
there.
they're not even going to stop that until they've had 3 consecutive years where there's
No
no deer
CWD.
positive in that area.
Right.
0%.
Wow.
So it's
Good luck with that.
And
Yeah.
the thing with CWD, if you do your homework on it, that shit
It ain't
stays
going
in
nowhere.
the soil. Yeah.
for
For-
No,
Those prions,
no,
thing,
you can't
do
you
anything
can't
to it.
hunt it out.
No.
Like it's not going away.
No. Yeah, it's a tough situation.
We know Southern Illinois. Is
Yeah,
bad.
it's
Yeah.
Greg and I both have talked about it. The problem is, my job as a teacher, I cannot take off time.
No.
I can take 2
You can take off
days.
time when you get
I can take
time.
2 days. Yeah.
Yep.
but you don't
Otherwise,
get time.
I have holidays. So, like, I'm going on a hunting trip. We just stuck close to home because it was
Yeah,
a
we did.
3-hour drive.
And it was nice. It was close, but
It didn't work out for
it
us.
didn't work out for us this year. And you know, who knows? Well, we talked about hunting another state next year, so
we did.
and that's probably going to happen. But
right on.
but you know, I've still got a tag,
Yeah,
and
we're gonna hunt whitetail in Wyoming. That's what's up. I think 3 hours.
My buddy Andrew that I hunt Colorado and Wyoming with wants to do whitetail in Wyoming.
I think that's you know, I'm going to put my foot in my mouth here, but it's an overlooked thing. There's
I think it is.
The residents don't care for them.
They hate them.
But here's the thing,
But
though.
even South Dakota, they don't like them, and I know there's good. You and
But-
I both know there's good stuff there.
But the tricky part of anywhere out west is whitetail habitat is along the river bottoms.
Yep.
And the river bottoms are all private.
Yes.
None of the. I mean,
Just about.
there's very few river bottom properties that
Right.
are open to public. They're almost all privately owned because that's where they grow crops. So literally, when we went to Montana, we went to
Mhm.
Wyoming. It was that whole thing. You see tons of whitetail. Nobody wants them,
Yeah.
but
So,
it's all private.
Did
land.
you look into they have programs where the hunters get paid for allowing you to be on the farmers get paid for allowing you to be on their property?
We
Sounds
didn't. I went.
Did you
about
look
15,
to see if there was any of that in the
I went
area?
about 15 years ago, so like it was. I didn't look into any of that stuff. But
And
that
that's
would be a great
changed.
option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not this year, but last year we did pronghorn in Wyoming, and we were actually able to find some it was technically private, but the government gives them like a trespass fee for
Excellent.
Right.
people allowed to be on their land that's not being currently cultivated.
VPA, voluntary
Yep.
public access.
Yeah, or
They get-
MFL,
they get
or
whatever the
tax-
hell.
they
Yeah.
get tax
Yeah.
breaks,
Several
Yeah.
states that run that type of program.
which is a great program.
Yep. It's not posted. You
Oh
can
yeah,
go
it's
on.
awesome.
Yeah, that's a good call, Nico.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, thanks for
Oh,
calling
yeah.
in, man. It's good
Well,
shit.
I still have a tag, and I'm probably going to make it down in December. So maybe you and I will be talking.
You guys need to be talking.
Yeah, let me know because I hunt until they tell me to go home.
Mhm.
So
Fair enough.
the only problem is I try to feel like I want to go kill this 7-8-year-old deer and I'm gonna hold out, but after about 30 seconds of being in front of me, everything just tends to die.
That's nothing wrong with that.
Hey, call that never pass. Around here.
Oh man, I passed a couple spikes this year already, and I'm like, man, they sure would taste good though.
Yeah,
That's the right way to think
Yeah.
about it, dude.
they do taste
That's
good.
That's good. Dude, well, Greg and Nico, you guys ought to link up some way, somehow, and
Nico,
chat about
I'm
December.
glad you called, buddy.
Thanks for calling in, bud.
We appreciate
Heck
it.
yeah.
It's good to hear
Yep.
from you.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, hit me up on Facebook or whatever, and we'll work something out if you're able to come down. I know most of the public land around where I'm at, and I mean, there's a lot more than what you would think. So
Definitely.
Greg doesn't think much. Hurts his brain.
No, my brain thinks just fine.
All right, Nico, have a good night, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, later.
All right,
Take it easy,
ya.
bud.
Well, guys, that was an hour and a half of calls.
That was good.
We knew that was going to happen. Though.
No, that was the
you
plan.
opened the lines, you
That
opened
was
the
the goal.
floodgates, and we heard from people we've never heard from before, which is
excellent.
awesome. And we want to continue to hear from people that we don't hear from, and we also want to hear from people that we always hear from, because
That's what this is about.
it's what this is about. We're all a big community. We're friends, and we're a deer hunting family.
Yeah, we all got the right idea here.
I love
Yep.
hearing like when Jesse called in. Like we know he's killed some good ones, but like he got up here, the hunting wasn't great. He got to spend time with his dad. His
Yep.
brother came up. Like
Yep.
that's
Family
what it's
time.
about, right? Like
Mhm.
hunting with your buddies, hunting with friends.
You bet.
You guys are gonna
Greg
hunt
and I
together
did a
this year?
trip. Like it wasn't great, but we
Yep.
had fun. Like
We did. I got to know how much he farts in the middle of the night. and-
Well, what is it? The hunting douche who I like the hunting. I like the hunting douche page, to be quite frank. But it's like code word for I didn't see shit, didn't have a good time is whoa, it was a good day to be outdoors. But sincerely,
but really,
it
it
really
was-
is a good fucking day to be outdoors.
we learned though. I mean,
you gotta just
I've never been there. He had been
Yeah.
there. You've been there. What? The
just
past
gotta
3
enjoy that
years.
shit.
Illinois.
So yeah,
yeah, but not all those properties.
no, but you and
Yeah,
I
we
went
were.
and explored properties were like on even playing fields. It's like you went and found some awesome sign. It looked real promising. I went past that, knowing, and then like you came back and like, dude, there's this hot scrape right here. I'm gonna set up on it. What do you think? Yeah, you should set up on it. Well, I don't want to screw you up. No, dude, set up on it. I'm
I
gonna
thought
go.
we were
I'm
set up. We were set up. I thought beautifully.
Yeah, because we had an area covered,
We did.
and we did. Like,
So
I
nice.
no shit. I didn't even get up the tree. I'm looking at like 3 different oak trees. One had poison ivy on it. I think I tag OKS Hunter in it because it's like, yeah, you see this? Leaves a 3. Leave it be. Don't even freaking bother. Next tree, same thing. Another tree, nothing growing on it. Okay, we're good. Get to the base of it. All of a sudden I hear a bunch of crashing and banging. I hear a buck grunt and grunt 3 more times and then turn and I look and I see a quick flash. I see all these saplings getting folded over from his rack hitting them. He was just past the ears knocking all these saplings down. The doe turns and heads west and the buck follows. And I hear one more grunt and that was it. I'm like, this can't be a bad place. I mean, this trail's beaten down to the dirt. Over here, I didn't realize until after I got up the tree, and maybe I didn't even tell you this, there was a spot where it looked like 2 bucks had gotten a tussle.
Oh yeah,
It was-
you mentioned that.
Yeah, it was all knocked down to the dirt, and like you could see skid marks one way and the other.
That saddle, just how it
Yeah.
looked from where I was.
Yep.
looked really nice.
It was really nice. And then there was a wash that was actually cut through to a gravel pit or a sand pit. And there was like a natural wind tunnel. No matter if it was a north or a south wind, which we had a north wind, would always blow scent right through there.
perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect for the deer.
Sit at the head of that.
Yep.
Let
So I
them
did.
sense
I mean,
that.
it wasn't great for anything coming up and down that, or well, coming upwind of it, but it was good. And it looked good. So I put up in it after those deer had made it past. And I don't know, 2 hours later, you were texting me, there's a guy coming through. He's right over here by me. I whistled at him. He's wearing a red, he gave a full description. Not 10 minutes later, all of a sudden I hear cracking around in like the multi-floor rows 30 yards away. I see a head pop up and looking around, and I'm like, you have got to be shitting me. Well, 60 yards away, and I knew because I scouted, there was a ladder stand, but nobody in it. It's public property. Different rules down there. Dude pops up, looks around. I go, I cleared my throat a little louder than normal for a reason. And he just looks up and I see him mouth, "Oh shit." And I'm like, you. He's like, huh? I'm like, I point at the ladder stand. I'm like, ladder stand? Is that yours? Uh-huh. All right. Have a nice hunt. I'll break my shit down. You go ahead. An older gentleman. I'm going to be nice.
You were a good guy.
Probably too nice, but I did it anyway. You know, I had a good feeling about that spot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he saw anything, but the way the wind was blowing, if he would have been sitting there, those deer would have winded him. And at the rate of speed they were going through, he would have never gotten a shot, or he would have taken a really questionable shot. Who knows? So broke down, moved off, and boots to ground. I'm going to look for sign. Followed a trail, found a trail through all the multi-floor rows, went through a wash, up a ridge, got to the very top of it, found a rub. Big rub, tall rub. Wasn't, 3-inch around tree, wasn't a real big tree, but it was high. It was higher than knee high.
Mm-hmm.
And that buck would have had to been really tall or really strong or both to be able to fold that tree down and rub it as high as it was. It was a nice rub. Fresh deer shit all over the top of the ridge, acorns all over. But the problem was the backside went off to a cliff.
So they're just working that.
Yeah, there was acorns up there, so they were coming up and feeding on whatever good acorns there were through the rotten ones. And there were some grasses up there, so they might have been feeding on that. But then I went off to, what would have been the leeward side, but the wind we had, and looked down, and there's a couple benches, but they didn't look very well used. I don't think this is where they're bedding. They're clearly not, because if they were, I'd have blown them off here by now anyway. But nothing looked like it had been freshly used. I followed a trail. I found one rub about the top third of the way of the ridge down, but it wasn't a big rub. Who knows? So I followed it down and then pushed it back towards the east and got on a trail where they had a trail like probably 2/3 of the way up, and then they had one 1/3 of the way up. So if you were to take a tall ridge and divide it into thirds, one here, and then the top,
mm-hmm.
The one at the lower third was more used because that was the leeward side with a westerly wind. Okay, followed it down to a huge washout. When I say wash or cut, everybody's got a different holler. There's multiple different terms for it, but essentially if it were to be a big damn rain, there'd be like a river or a creek running right into a ditch, which we saw, and it did. It dumped right into a ditch, and the ditch had water in it. But that wash at the very bottom had a shit ton of tracks, and some of them were pretty good size.
Unbelievable amount of
tracks. Yeah. I sent you a video, and you're like, oh, wow. I'm like, I'd be stupid not to set up on it. Well, I'm looking at it. I set up, put up in it, and sat there for about an hour. And the wind was kind of switching around, and I dropped milkweed, and it was a wash that went 2 different directions. And I kind of tried to set up where if a deer was coming out of the one wash, I was already here. And the other side of the wash, there were so many blowdowns. There were tracks going in it. I don't know how they were navigating it very well, but there was like one set of tracks, maybe 2 going in there. And my guess is they were doe because they weren't real big. Bigger tracks went up the other wash, but the wind would kind of switch around
because you're in this bottom, so it does weird shit down there.
Right, it does.
Turbulent
it
or whatever.
Does.
Yeah.
The wind would come
Bit of a
blowing
tunnel.
through. You get you get a wind tunnel or a vacuum effect if you were out by
I
the
experienced
ditch.
that in the bottom I was in the last couple of weeks.
Bottoms do really cool shit. So my wind would go for about a half an hour, go the way I wanted it to go, and then it would switch for about 20 minutes and go the other way. It's like, this isn't going to work. It might, but they're going to come out very cautious and very on edge. So I got down and I'm like, you know what? Hell with it. I'm going to go scout. I didn't see anything real crazy, real huge. I'm going to go scout some. So I did. I got up on a hog's back and walked around that cut, and then I found a saddle up higher, which joins 2 ridges together. And then I started finding rubs, and I started finding scrapes. The rubs weren't real tall. The scrapes were pretty active. And then I just kind of looked and I found a tree that was 6 inches around and it was all tore up. And I was about 40 yards away from it and I could see it. Walked into it and took a video of it, and and all of a sudden I had a doe come squirting by me, upwind. So I had everything in my favor. She dropped down into the wash and went off who knows where. Couldn't see her. Never winded me, never blew. So I decided to get out of there and go back to the end of the wash just to see who would come out at the very end. I had a doe, 2 fawns, and a buck following all of them. And I could have easily shot that adult doe and both the fawns very easily. You know, they presented perfect shots, and the doe looked right at me, and I just stood still.
Yeah. I learned that works pretty good. I
best
experienced
camouflage
that
is
when I
shut
called
up
you guys. That's what happened. I stood still.
Shut up. And
She
stand
couldn't
still.
smell me. Wind was going in my favor.
Yep.
She couldn't make heads or tails of what happened, so she just kept moving her about her business. Never blew, never
Be
ran,
still,
nothing.
squint your eyes.
That's great. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, I had a long standoff with that group of deer, and then the buck was grunting and trying to push that door around. And they went back up the wash, and then they were on top where I was, and then we're on a bench, and then they were working around and chasing and doing things, and then they just pushed off back up the wash again. So that was the one night, and then the second morning, would have been the third morning, we were on a property and different one altogether, and just had one fawn come like right below me at 10 yards. I could have shot her multiple times, but wasn't what I wanted to shoot.
Yeah.
So,
Especially after that walk.
Well, I mean, you definitely doing more than some okay things out there. It's just if the
I have
big
no
guys
problem
aren't there
getting
that you
on
want, then
deer.
they ain't there. You know.
Yeah, getting on deer is not a problem for me. It's getting on big deer is the problem.
Yep.
So,
well, having the opportunity to kill the big deer is my problem. I've been on the big deer and I just can't
all of us.
fucking kill them. So
We'll come together.
yeah, one of these days it will, and I won't get a text message from Greg and tell me to read an article, and I'll be good to go. So I'm going to end the live broadcast. We'll get this into podcast land this evening, and for everyone that called in, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We totally appreciate you.
Good luck to everybody still out there with the tag.
Yep.
Go get them.
Yep.
It's November.